So, but yeah, so this last thing is actually not actually a fight. It's hilarious that Chris Cyborg is still trolling Ronda Rousey. Like, so Ronda Rousey, gets, kind of picked at a little bit in the WWE scene because she's really bad on the mic. She's dreadful. And even her peers are kind of taking shots at her and stuff like that. So Becky Lynch needles her all the time on Twitter. And so Cyborg jumps in and posts this picture. I don't know if I can share it. You guys got to tell me if you guys can see this, but I don't know. You guys can see it. Oh my God. So this is what Cyborg posted. She's like, be careful. She's talking to Becky Lynch. She says, be careful. She might refuse to go to work and retire, because Cyborg wanted Ronda Rousey. She wanted to fight her, but she wanted Rousey to come up to 145 because Cyborg can't make 135 healthy. And so she posted this picture. Cyborg's also trying to get into the WWE.
That is why I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to get your perspective on her going to the WWE, because this was a WWE conversation.
Absolutely.
Like there was no MMA in that whatsoever.
No, and Cyborg inserted herself smartly.
Correct.
Inserted herself into this conversation because she wants to be a part of the dynamic. Here's the thing. Ronda legitimately hates Cyborg. Like, I've interviewed Ronda and we were talking absolutely normal until we started talking about Cyborg, and she turned into a raving lunatic immediately upon mention of her name. She does not like this woman, right? So now in the history of professional wrestling, there's been plenty of times where you've seen people work with people that they don't like. So it's not like it can't happen. But yeah, that's going to be a tense match.
Yeah.
Because she don't like her. So I don't know. I mean, it would do well. But the other thing of it is that Cyborg hasn't been trained at all in professional wrestling, and whether or not people realize it or not, that definitely matters.
Well, but I would say if you look at the history of wrestling, she doesn't. If Cyborg would have retired, right? And go into the WWE, she doesn't even have to do that to participate in the WWE for a while, because she can go in, do a spot, sabotage a match, hit her with a chair, get out of there, let a cycle of WrestleMania pass while she's getting her training, and she's under contract hyping up this long-term story. So she barely speaks English, so I mean,
she does speak English. She has a strong accent, and her promos might be a little tough, but it's not. I mean, hey, if
her accent is in character too.
And if Asuka,
she fits into the Nikolai Volkov archetype of the
but if Asuka can even though Asuka's been mistreated, I would say I'm not an Asuka fan. I'm not an Asuka fan at all. She drives me crazy. Her mic work is terrible, and all them horrible facial expressions they have her making, which is really just a caricature and stereotype of Asian culture. And the WWE hasn't broken out of that kind of stuff yet. But she's all that yelling and grunting and all this. I'm like, what are y'all doing? So it's really bad. And but if Asuka can make it over and reach a certain level, I don't think that Cyborg's communication is going to be an issue at all. And WWE is moving away from having the the stereotypical look to all of their female or women performers. So
which goes back to history, because there was always a variety in history.
Well, what I mean is, like, before, if you were going to be a woman star in the WWE, you would have to be somebody who would be considered traditionally attractive or traditionally beautiful.
Then they always had, like, you sometimes had the bigger WWE lady fighters, and you had like China and stuff like that.
But China still had an appeal on that level, because there are a lot of guys, and WWE does everything they do geared towards men, right, for the most part. And there are a lot of guys who find like the bodybuilder type attractive. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a whole thing about that. There's a whole like a little male fantasy that not everybody buys into it, but there's a whole male fantasy that goes with the bodybuilder type female. So I think she fit into that. And then she was just such an anomaly, you know what I mean, that you almost couldn't ignore that, you know.
Yeah.
But the first time that exactly 1989 says there's a fetish that goes with that. There absolutely is.
I would say for me with that, because I don't want to get too into taboo topics here, but I think we on the edge right now.
Right, we're on the edge.
Hashtag don't
I never thought the word fetish would be uttered on an At Me Bro episode, but it has been done.
Here we are. Here we are, y'all. Current year. So I think Cyborg fits into the overall tapestry.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different thing if you're talking about an influx of athletes who, regardless of their looks, are dominating the UFC. I think it's a totally different thing than when you say, well, we're bringing in the muscle archetype, right? We're bringing in the Kane archetype through, you know, Cyborg. I think that fits in to juxtapose against the typical look of the rest of the WWE fighters. I think it actually it almost makes it better. It's one of those things where if everybody's Shawn Michaels, if everybody has long blonde hair and, you know, no shirt on, then it's not dynamic. But once you bring in George the Animal Steele and, you know, Kane and you know, Prince Albert,
right,
funky looking characters and Gold Dust, now you have a, you know, and I think honestly the women's division needs to continue to evolve.
It is.
And that makes it more interesting. Cyborg could bring that to the table.
Oh, I think she would be great if she gets a year or so of training. Give her a year or so of training, give her a smart move set that's built on some striking and some power moves. And you know, and I think she could be crazy good. Like in terms of just overall, she needs a manager for sure. You know, and just let her go, and I think she could be awesome. I mean, Ronda needed a manager actually, but they didn't give her one. So yeah, it's just difficult.
Actress.
Right? Okay, she ain't even a good actress, bro. So you know, it's oh my god, it's terrible. So and it has nothing to do with her being a woman or anything. It's about you are not from this industry, and a big part of this industry is about communicating and talking and being able to project this character.
We discussed this months ago. I said I think she's a natural heel.
Yes, and that's why she has switched.
Yes, and they need her to be exactly herself.
And that's what she's doing.
Right, and now I think, you know, that element is becoming more interesting with her, and it makes her opponents more interesting. She is not Hulk Hogan. She's not, you know, Shawn Michaels. She, you know, she doesn't have that. She's not The Rock, obviously.
She ain't even the Junkyard Dog, bro.
Right. She's not that. But I think she can be, if she plays totally realistic, she can move into more Bret Hart territory.
I want to see a big, heavy African American lady come out dressed as the Junkyard Dog with Thump on the side of her tights.
On that note, we got to move on to the NBA. You know I work for Disney, right? I can't be talking about big black ladies and fetishes on the show.
What's wrong with if big black ladies need love too, Nelson? You can't leave them all out of the whole thing.
I just said I can't talk about it.
You can't talk about a big black lady in a tight say Thump on it?
I'll check with the mouth.
Ooh, I kill me. I crack me up.